Today I'm adding some more layers to this abstract I started. So it's pretty chaotic and I'm just adding some more light colors to it, and you can see that some of the underlying paint is wet, so I'm actually mixing into that. So one of the things that you can do is cover up things that you don't like. Here I'm using a stick to scratch back in and reveal some of the underlying color. Putting some marks in here with a catalyst wedge that has the little grooves in it, and using the extra paint on it to put it somewhere else. So we have some continuation and repetition, although lots of this can be covered up going forward. When you're painting abstracts, you are relying heavily on your intuition and also previous experience, your technical ability, and how well you really know the principles and elements of design. Again, scratching back into this to the previous layer. When you use transparent paint, you can push something back, but still have it there. And I like that. Just using a palette knife here to bring some more of the red magenta color in. It's always a challenge to decide what to keep and what to let go of, but you have to make some decisions and take some risks. You can always add things back. It's not impossible to bring your pattern back with your stencils if you let too much of it go. If you let too much of your light colors go, you can bring some more white on top and continue working. So abstracts aren't an easy game. There's lots of things that you've got to consider when you're working, and you don't have a roadmap, so you're relying heavily on your intuition. Now, I take a lot of steps back from a distance to ponder and look at things to decide where to go next. Here I'm using a large color shaper brush. It's silicone, so it feels like a scraper but on a handle. So when you're working like this, trying to clean up the chaos, you want to start thinking about shapes and sizes. I like to also move my painting into different orientations because you see things totally different when you're vertical versus horizontal. I feel at this point I haven't improved it at all, other than giving it some lighter values, and it's still very chaotic. So putting some more color over this layer, just enriching it. Letting some of this go, and you can see this magenta color is transparent, and you can see my design through it. It's also shifted the color to a purple. Using a Messermeister scraper there to just smooth it out. I really love transparent magenta over orange. It makes a really nice glow. Again, letting go of some more of the pattern, pushing it back. This painting is going to be an all over pattern type painting, and I find that to be one of the most challenging when you don't really have a structure in mind. I didn't necessarily know that up front. I just started playing, and as I continued, it became that. But I could have decided on a structure and followed that. There's no right or wrong. You have to decide, how much structure you want to have before you start. So I do like working intuitively and just responding to my last mark, but it can also be very frustrating. It takes a long time sometimes to pull something together working this way, but I enjoy the challenge, and I think that in the end I get something that is totally unique and came from within rather than being inspired by a certain compositional format or using a picture to guide me. Yellow is a very transparent color, so you can see that it doesn't really cover over things. Adding a little bit of neutral. One of the things I really do enjoy is making marks back into wet paint over a dry layer. Remember, if you put a color in one place, that you need to use it throughout the painting. I'm using some ink here. It's a Liquitex yellow ink, and just adding some yellow back in. So the ink is very fluid, and on an upright surface it is definitely going to run. And it is very yellow. I'm doing this painting as a commission, and it is the color palette that's important, and one of the colors is yellow. It's something that I struggle with using a lot, so you're gonna see me adding it and taking it away and adding it and taking it away. So the palette is yellow, orange, and some dark like turquoise color was the suggestion from a piece of pottery. And it wasn't supposed to represent the pattern on the pottery per se, but just the color scheme. When you're painting abstract, you're going to find that there's going to come a time when you really like a lot of it, but it's not resolved. You're going to do some more work. You're going to push it back to an ugly stage, and then you're going to have to resolve that. It's just an ongoing process of trying things. And how do you know when you're finished? It really is a gut feeling when it really feels like it's working as a whole. And that can take a while. Sometimes we need to set it aside and ponder it, give it a rest, work on something else. And other times it will flow easily and your painting will come together. Putting in some little shapes here. Remember that you want a variety of shapes, small, medium, and large. Working on a large canvas can be quite physical as well. You can end up reaching up a lot, so it's nice to be able to adjust the height. Working with a lot of different tools also gives you different marks. So that gives you contrast, which is another element that's really important. So don't get stuck with just using one brush, and make sure on a big canvas you're using bigger tools. I do like blending wet into wet. I'm starting to feel this has a little more cohesion to it. Another way of adding contrast is thick and thin paint. So I like to have some areas that are nice and thick and juicy and other areas that are thinner. That creates interest. If you're interested in learning more and would like to work with me, one of the best ways is through my membership. It's a great value and you can get a critique. Once a month I offer critique in the group and we have a live Zoom meeting. There's lots of learning content and each month we have a different subject matter. It's not a paint along step by step. So if you're more of a process painter, like I am, then it might be a great place for you to learn more techniques and keep yourself motivated. You'll find the link in the description below to check out my membership. If the doors are closed when you do check it out, leave your name so that you do get the information when the doors are open again. So I'm going to wrap up this session and there'll be another video showing more of this painting as I go forward. Leave a comment below and ask any questions. Happy to help.